What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another predicted lineup video. We have got Leicester in quite a pivotal game, actually, when you want to look at Champions League qualification, Europa League qualification. Leicester desperately need a win in this game. Chelsea, Man United are going to be supporting Tottenham Hotspur big time tomorrow. How do you look at this game? How do you feel it's going to go?
Look, the fact of the matter is we don't want seventh because we don't want these three qualifiers in September. We don't want to go through all this early rubbish qualifying for Europa League. That could be a big hindrance to us. So I think it's important that we try and get sixth place. Wolves, I think, have Crystal Palace and they got Chelsea last day. So we've got to keep the pressure on them. We're a point behind. Look, yeah, we'll be doing Chelsea and United a favour. But the fact of the matter is Leicester play United last day of the season. So whatever happens on the weekend, it's going to go to that game because they're level on points. But if they beat Man United, they have a better goal difference. So, we'll be doing Man United and Chelsea a favour. But at the end of the day, it's on Leicester to beat United on the last day of the season.
That Man U Leicester game at the last game of the season reminds me of that Spurs Man City game all those years back.
Yeah, it's very similar, very similar. And it could even actually, if results go in a certain way, there could be a Champions League playoff at the end of the season.
Wow.
Because it's actually all very similar. United and Leicester's in the table. Their stats are very similar.
Yeah. So let's go on to the particular lineup. Obviously, Jose did his press conference yesterday. Was there any breaking news or updates in that press conference that we should know about?
Well, Dele Alli's still out. We know, unfortunately, it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season. We know Tanguy Ndombele is going to miss the rest of the season. Aurier's gone back to France to be with his family. We don't know if he's going to play. He said he might be available. It's up to Serge, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it. Other than that, not much to report. Obviously, Skipp signed a new contract.
Yeah, I wanted to get your opinions on the Skipp, the comments he made about Skipp being a future captain and that kind of stuff, and how Skipp wants to go out on loan, but he was being a bit selfish and keeping at the club, but he probably thinks that a loan deal is probably the best thing for him now.
Well, I can't see Skipp getting too many starts next season. If we're signing Højbjerg, like it looks like, that'll put Skipp even further down the pecking order. And I think it's right. Get him a loan deal, get him some game time, and let him develop his game. I think it's really positive what Jose was saying about Oliver Skipp. And we've said it all along how calm and assured he's looked whenever he's played. For a young lad, he always looks at home whenever he starts a game or comes on given minutes. And it's good to hear that he's got the attitude and leadership qualities that maybe he could be a future captain for us. And for a player who's come through our academy, there's no better attributes really when an academy product starts getting game time and is in the first team. If they're the ones who truly care usually about the club. So it's a really good profile for him, and I'm really excited for the future to get him more involved.
Looking at the lineup, how are you feeling we're going to set up this game?
I can't see too many changes again. I think the break. I think we've had a longer break between these games than previous, so only by a day. I think, but
yeah, it's 4 days instead of 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. So a bit of a benefit there. I think by and large we'll go for the same lineup. I think we're going to try and again push through the energy barriers to try and have one last push till the end of the season. I think.
So you're saying 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 4-4-2. How are you looking at it?
It's so hard to know what formation he's going to play. I know Leicester went 3 at the back against Sheffield United. So if it's possible, Jose could look at that and think if they're going to go 3 at the back, maybe I'll go 4-4-2 or something like that. But I'm in terms of personnel, I think it's more easier to predict the formation. I really don't know what formation he's going to play. He's played 3 formations in the past 2 games.
Yeah, it's true. For argument's sake, and for the video's sake, let's go for 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1, I guess.
All right. For the video's sake, let's go for 4-2-3-1. In goal, Hugo Lloris, obviously. Left back, can't see anyone else but Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Right back, Tanganga, maybe to come back in.
I think Tanganga probably going to play. I think he's on the bench again, and I think he'll play.
Centre backs, we're going to stick with Toby and Sanchez.
This could potentially be Jan's last home game for Spurs, though, if he does get any minutes.
Very true.
Looks very likely to be the case.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll come on and get some minutes. Shame he just doesn't have the fans there to give him a nice send-off.
Big shame. And,
shame.
To stay at a club in this day and age for 8 years is it's very rare. And it's a special thing.
So you know how Pep said about David Silva, how when fans get back into stadiums, he'll bring him back and give him a nice send-off. So I hope they do the same with Jan, to be honest.
I hope so too. I really do.
He deserves it. He really does. Let's go for the double piv. What are we going? Winks, Sissoko?
I think so. I can't do. Obviously, we know Ndombele is definitely not going to play. And I think they've worked fairly well in the past couple of games together. I think it's a system. Sissoko and Winks know each other well by now. I'd
like to hope so.
Yeah, they should do. So I think they'll be playing against each other. I know they're going to have their work out with Tielemans in the centre for Leicester, and I'm not sure who else they're going to play. But I know Tielemans is a big threat. But I think they're playing well at the moment.
Yeah, I think definitely. They're doing a great job for the team, breaking up play and actually putting a lot of effort in their games. Let's go for the striking positions. Left wing, we're obviously going to go for Heung-min Son. Right wing, is it going to be Bergwijn or Lucas?
The thing is, Lucas has been playing so well recently, so I don't think you can drop him at the moment. Bergwijn obviously came on, got an assist. It was really good cross from him.
Obviously, don't forget Lamela. Lamela can play there as well.
And Lamela as well. Don't want to forget Lamela. But I think it'll be again Lucas Moura. We'll get him to tire himself out as much as possible, like we have done the past few games. I don't think you can drop him. He's in too good form. And
then Giovanni Lo Celso and Harry Kane.
Lo Celso nursing his injury still. I can't wait for him to look. I think he's obviously had a good end to the season, but you could see a lot of the time after about an hour he's tiring quite quickly and he starts to struggle a bit. And as Jose said, if he's as good like this when he's injured, imagine how good he'll be when he's fully fit. And I really can't wait for that next season. It's been a really promising first season for him. And obviously Harry Kane want him to continue his good scoring form.
Exactly.
I think he scored 12 goals against Leicester or something. 14 goals. He scored he scored a lot of goals against Leicester. He's got a really good record against Leicester.
How many did he get in that 6-1?
He got 4 in that 6-1. He got a couple the last day of last season. He scored away at Leicester this season as well. He scored a hat-trick against Leicester in his first season under Pochettino. So he really loves playing against Leicester.
Well, let's hope he can get a goal or two. But let me just run through that team one more time. So that's Hugo Lloris in goal, Japhet Tanganga right back if Serge is not ready to play, Ben Davis left back, Davinson Sanchez and Toby Alderweireld in the centre-back positions, Sissoko, Winks and Giovanni Lo Celso in the middle, or Gio as a number 10, whichever way you want to look at it. Heung-min Son on the left, Lucas Moura on the right with Harry Kane up top. What score prediction are you going for?
Leicester seemed to get their act together a bit in their last game, which worried me a bit. But I feel like they didn't threaten them enough going forward, Sheffield United. And, with Wes Morgan playing at the back for Leicester, if they play a back 3 or a back 2, I think they could struggle. I think we could do well in this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
All right, 2-1. I went for 2-1.
Watch out for Jamie Vardy.
I went for a 2-1 in my prediction with Slav. Just before I we end this video off, we've been linked with Damari Gray from Leicester last couple of days. Obviously, he's out of contract in a year's time. Would you take him at Spurs?
He hasn't done quite enough at Leicester. He's been there a few years now. Since 2015, he signed for them. And I don't know how old he is now, maybe 22, 23. I think he'd be more suited if we had Pochettino than now that we have Jose. If I was to go for a signing on the wing, you might as well go for Ryan Fraser than Damari Gray, because Ryan Fraser's on a free. He's got he's more prem proven, I feel, than Damari.
Or Willian.
or Willian, obviously, as well.
Dare I say it?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Well, look, yeah, he's had a great end to the season, Willian. But Demarai Gray is kind of signing where it wouldn't excite me too much. It's all on potential. And he hasn't really fulfilled his potential just yet at Leicester. And I feel like it's not as if Leicester are full of talent on the wings. You know what I mean? They've got like Mark Albrighton and Harvey Barnes and who else they have? Just like players who Demarai Gray should feel like he should be ahead of if he was that good. You know what I mean? Jose Perez as well. Like these aren't players who are absolutely amazing. Yeah. And Demarai Gray has a big opportunity there to be starting week in, week out. And if he can't get in that team, it worries me a bit if we were to go and sign him. Who knows? Maybe we could do more with him than Leicester could. Maybe we can bring more out of his potential, but it wouldn't excite me too much. Who's he going to... We've got much better wingers than him at the moment. Son, Lucas, Bergwijn, those three. I don't know if he definitely doesn't get ahead of them. He's a good option to have maybe on the bench, but I don't know. I'm not that interested.
I've always considered him to be a nice, pacey, tricky winger. That's never really got enough game time. But, there must be reasons for that.
Why does Mark Albrighton get more game time than him?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, there you have it. That is our predicted lineup. Sim and me, we're both going 2-1 to Spurs. Come and watch our live watch along and live phone in show after the game tomorrow. Live watch along will start around 4:20. So come and join us for that. Like, subscribe, and comment below. And as always, come on, Spurs.